Hello, this is Malcolm McDowell. In a world built on stories where heroes rise, villains fall, and meaning hides between the frames, one podcast has dared to explore it all. From galaxies far away to quiet corners of small-town coffee houses, they've sought the truth hidden in pop culture's pulse. The laughter, the light, and the lessons buried beneath the spectacle. This is Pop Culture Pastor.
Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, Cody. Here we are, the PCPPCAs.
I'm wearing my finest tuxedo.
We both are. Our award show outfits.
Yes. Crosby, Stills, and Nash t-shirt ready.
Yeah. So this is for, if you don't know, every year we do something called the Pop Culture Pastor Pop Culture Awards. These are our awards. We make them up.
And they're the best awards.
And so I have asked, I'm going to lead it off just like an award show with a monologue.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just going to tell you, Cody, I had ChatGPT write me a monologue, and I told it to be extra Bruce Valanche.
Circle gets the center square.
Yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't, Google him or don't. It's safer. So, without further ado, live from the Pop Culture Pastor Lair, it's the 2026 Pop Culture Pastor Pop Culture Awards. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, geeks and nerds, fandoms and frenemies. Welcome to the Pop Culture Pastor Pop Culture Awards, lovingly known as the PCPPCAs, which is still easier to explain than the MCU timeline, especially to Cody.
Ayo.
Oh, tonight we're celebrating pop culture, not the important kind, not the world-changing kind, the emotionally necessary kind. Yeah. By the way, that should be an ad for our watch-alongs coming up with Shrinking Season 3.
Get your Kleenexes ready. I'm not even going to lie. There will be tears.
Yeah, the first one of those should drop this Monday, if anybody's keeping track. I'll continue. The kind of pop culture that kept us sane. The kind that distracted us. The kind that made us say, I'm just going to watch one more episode. And then suddenly it's 2:30 a.m. and we're Googling, is sleep actually required?
It is.
Spoilers. If this were a real award show, we'd have a red carpet, celebrities in outfits worth more than my car, and at least one interview where someone says, I just threw this on about something that required 3 fittings in a prayer circle. Instead, here we are inside the Pop Culture Pastor lair, where the carpet is vintage.
It's classic.
And the lighting says, be honest, but don't overshare.
Is this place haunted?
And honestly, this is better because the PCPPCAs are the only award shows where nobody thanks their agent, nobody pretends, I really didn't expect this, and nobody gets played off by the music, except for maybe Jason later on.
Time will tell.
Because I'm not going to stop talking. Pop culture in 2025 has been a year. It's been interesting. Superhero movies are either back or over or Jover.
That I don't even know what that means.
Depending on who you ask, Cody. And whoever you asked is wrong. Just so you know. Streaming services gave us more shows than we could possibly watch, yet somehow we all watch the same ones.
Yep.
Apparently they involve clones, trauma, and Korean pop stars hunting demons.
It happens.
Or a guy quietly wondering if he's still himself at work. That's a Severance joke.
Ayo.
We rebooted everything, we resurrected everything, and we've gently begged franchises, or at least the studio heads have, to just please make us money.
Cash cows.
And through it all, we have gathered here at the PCPPCAs around the modern campfire, the algorithm, to argue and debate about our favorite geek culture things. Because geek culture, pop culture is shared stories, it's shared language, it's shared arguments. And tonight, we honor those stories, Cody.
We do.
Not because they're perfect, but because they mattered to us. So buckle up, prepare to disagree, and remember, if your favorite doesn't win, it's not personal, you're just wrong.
Or we are. I'm not ruling it out.
No, we can't rule it out that we might be wrong. So if you haven't noticed, this is going to be a different kind of Pop Culture Pastor episode.
Although it is our third annual
PCPPCAs.
Yes.
Yeah. So right. But we're just going to have fun, and we're just going to try and honor some of the things we liked and didn't like in the previous year. So we started all off with something called the Blockbuster Video Award.
I have seen a Blockbuster in the wild.
This award goes to the worst investment of the year. The biggest, how much did that cost? Flop of the year.
There's a few of them.
Here are your nominees. The first nominee, Tron Ares.
Oh, yeah.
Long-awaited franchise entry, reportedly cost around $220 million. But
it's Morbin time.
But earned $142 million worldwide, making it one of the deeper financial losses of the year. Plus, no stranger to these flops nowadays, Jared Leto, who's quickly becoming a punchline.
Ayo.
And it looked cool, Cody, but I'm going to say what I've said the whole time. Do we need a Tron movie?
9 Inch Nails made the soundtrack.
Okay, that was cool, though.
That was interesting. And I was like, well, why are you doing it for this?
Right? You know what I want to see? If you're making that, if Lord of the Rings, if Amazon just is determined to make Lord of the Rings content and they're making this Gollum movie, how about soundtrack not by Harold Shore, but by Trent Reznor?
Exactly.
That would be interesting. Tron Ares was not.
Spoilers.
And frankly, I said that all along by saying, we didn't even like Tron that much in the 80s. Why are we making movies?
Because Jeff Bridges needs money.
The next nominee for worst investment of the year, Captain America, Brave New World Order movie.
NWO.
Although it grossed hundreds of millions of dollars, audience perception was cool at best. Many viewers calling it one of the weaker Marvel entries in years. They're not wrong. A perceptual flop relative to expectations. Just not a good movie.
It was not Citizen Kane.
No, but it's not the winner. Not this year. Because there was one movie that stood above it all. This year's winner of the Blockbuster Video Award for Worst Investment, Snow White. Disney's live-action remake was one of the most hyped films of the year, but it grossed only $200 million worldwide on a reported $410 million budget, making it a major financial disappointment. Cody, what were your thoughts on the Snow White movie?
I did not watch it.
Yeah, but what were your thoughts? Surely you had thoughts.
I mean, I had thoughts besides that it's a movie. Is like, as soon as they said we're not going to have dwarves, which is a critical component to the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs movie. Mm-hmm. And then Peter Dinklage spoke up, and that is offensive. And then little people everywhere lost jobs.
Yeah.
This movie is too outspoken to live up to anything that could redeem it. And so at that point, I'm like, I don't think this is for me.
Do you know what's crazy? Is I can remember talking about that when the Dinklage stuff came out. And we were like, well, at least it won't get any worse than this. Oh my gosh, Cody. Then Rachel Ziegler started talking. And when she started talking, she didn't stop.
I saw her in the Hunger Games movie. Yeah. And she did a great job.
She's fine. As an actress, I have no complaints. But read the room. What this movie really needed was Rachel Ziegler to just let the movie come out and then say all the things you wanted to say about all the things you don't like going on in the world. It's not even that I disagree with her, with some of her concerns. Also, it appeared her and Gal Gadot really didn't like each other, which didn't help.
Team Rachel?
Okay, but why?
I've seen too much acting of Gal Gadot's.
So Gal Gadot's not the greatest actress. Also, she perpetrated that horrible COVID video where they all sang Imagine.
That's a weird song to choose anyway, but that's another pod.
Yeah, it is. So that's the winner. Snow White was just a disaster on a lot of levels.
I thought this was going to be Sydney Sweeney's 3 movies that came out in 2025.
We'll get to her later. Before we move on, quick reminder, if you don't recognize some of the nominees tonight, that's not on you. That's on streaming services releasing 7 prestige shows a week and then canceling them before you finish episode 3.
It happens.
All right. Next award, the Grandpa Award for streaming services with apparently good shows that I refuse to pay for. Last year's winner was, I believe, Apple Plus.
It was either Apple Plus or it's MGM.
Yeah, I think it was Apple Plus last year, which I did break down and finally get, and I'm glad I did because I watched streaming. I watched Shrinking, and I watched, of course, Ted Lasso. I had gotten Apple Plus with just the free previews just to watch all the Ted Lassos. But I've discovered lots of other shows. Pluribus was a great show, also on Apple Plus.
Severance,
yeah. So we did a lot of watch-along stuff with it, and I finally got it. So this year's winner, Paramount Plus, Cody.
What?
The official network of Taylor Sheridan. At least that's what it seems like.
I was going to say, are we doing the Taylorverse?
Yeah. So let me run down some shows here that are apparently good. Landman gets an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes. Tulsa King, an 88 on Rotten Tomatoes, which those are both Taylor Sheridan shows. Yellow Jackets, which is a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes. And the very new Starfleet Academy, an 88. Here's what's interesting. When you look at the viewer ratings, they're much lower than the critic ratings on a lot of the Paramount shows. So Landman, which was an 80 critically, 55.
That's weird because, I know a lot of people that watch that one and they really love it. And they're like, oh, you got to watch this.
Yeah. Tulsa King, 88 critic, 75 viewer.
I would have thought that would have had a bigger drop.
Yellow Jackets, 92 critic, 64 viewer.
The most recent season was a bit weird.
Yeah, I can't finish Yellow Jackets. It's just so, I feel like it gets caught in this weird flux of, they weren't sure if they wanted to tell a Lost kind of story or, a true crime kind of story.
Or all the above.
Yeah. And then the new Starfleet Academy, 88 critically, 43 viewers score.
Maybe we don't like the Starfleet.
I think people would argue the Starfleet one was maybe the ultra right-wing crowd not liking some choices they made with the Starfleet Academy. But you can't say that about the Taylor Sheridan stuff because the right-wing people love that.
You betcha.
We'll be right back with the next award. Just enough time for Cody to remind us that he hasn't seen something else yet. But definitely we'll have a strong opinion anyways.
I have seen a lot of things. We just don't talk about them.
But as luck would have it, the next award is to be presented by Cody. Cody, what is the next award?
Okay. For the Love of Ray J.
Oh, it's an important award.
Yes. Growing up, reality was all the rage, and the reality TV shows had all the exciting moments. Well, our reality is basically like a reality TV show from the aughts. So I'm going to list off the nominations for the most random pop culture moment of 2025. First up, Ashley Tisdale Beef, Mom Group Vlog.
Oh, if you've been listening to the pod, we're all over this one.
And so, yes, a lot of famous moms and Ashley Tisdale having beef.
Yeah. And this past week, I noticed Hillary Duff came out with a new music video and album.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. You're going to tell me this isn't all just, it's fake beef. This is impossible beef.
Exactly. Or it could be real. I don't know. Next one, Sydney Sweeney's jeans.
Oh,
that was the thing.
Yep.
People were all up in arms, and she was like, I'm not apologizing.
That may or may not come up later in the show.
Next, Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar just laying into Drake repeatedly, and all the nation singing a diss track to Drake.
Does it make me super old to be like, I still don't know what's happening here?
This was the beef I was here for.
Cody was about it.
Yeah, I kept sending Dave and DJ, fellow geek of the round table, all the beef updates, and they were like, why are you doing this?
And it took our mind off a terrible football game.
Exactly. But the winner comes to us from something that happened April 14th. Katy Perry went to space for all of humanity.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good winner.
She sang in space. She had a flower in space. She was in space.
Yeah. I don't know about that. There's a couple of things there that we might have a little overlap with. They might come up in look, multiple nominations.
Hey, look at us. Just like the real award shows.
Yeah.
She might be nominated a couple times for awards.
I can't remember it, but I do know the next award. It's the Fred Rogers Lifetime Achievement Award.
I'm hoping I win it this year.
This goes out a Lifetime Positivity Real World Goodness Award from someone in pop culture. You know who Ted Danson is and his wife Mary Steenburgen, but did you know that they're super philanthropic?
I did not.
In fact, they won the Bob Hope Humanitarian Award last year, which is a prestigious honor recognizing individuals whose philanthropic and humanitarian efforts have made a lasting impact on the world. It was the first time the award was ever presented to a couple, highlighting their shared commitment to charity and activism. So Ted Danson has been a long-time environmental champion. Didn't know that about him till I started studying for this, who we were going to give this award to. He's especially focused on the oceans of the world. He co-founded the American Oceans Campaign in 1987, which later merged with a company, a nonprofit called Oceana, which is a major ocean conservation group. He served on Oceana's board of directors and even testified before the U.S. House Committee on Natural Resources on ocean protection. And beyond oceans, he supported organizations like the ASPCA, the Elton John AIDS Foundation, Malaria No More, which, sometimes you just need a practical name.
Yep.
And Young Storytellers, among others. His environmental work reflects real activism and policy involvement, not just a celebrity endorsing things. So that's kind of cool. Together, Danson and Steenburgen co-founded a charity called Angels at Risk, which is a nonprofit focused on helping children, teenagers, and families affected by drug and alcohol abuse. The organization promotes early prevention education in schools, fosters communication between parents and kids to reduce risk behaviors, and that effort demonstrates their commitment to community level change. Their work reflects the heart of what a positivity award I think should honor: compassion in action, not just good intent. A lot of us have good intent. And something, you see a lot of celebrities, they have what we would say the means to put a lot of that intent in action. And so it's refreshing to see like what we would call quote unquote celebrities or people with a lot of money who put a lot back into the culture.
I had a runner-up who is our runner-up every year for this award.
Okay.
And that is Bono.
Bono, once again, just missed it. I'm sorry. It's Cody's fault.
Yes. Very close to winning it.
It's time for the Thor Love and Thunder Award. This will be the most divisive movie or TV show that split the audience. Okay.
Oh?
Yeah. Or no, it's not the movie or TV show, the most divisive pop culture moment.
Okay.
And this is where we might get some overlap. Okay. The first nominee, the 6'7" meme.
6'7".
That one. If you're over the age of 23, you heard that the first time on TikTok or whatever, and you thought, is this a Bible verse? Is this a time? Is this a football drill? What is this? No, it's basically a soundbite pulled out of a rap lyric. And then the internet did what it does. It turned into a verbal screensaver, if you will. Some people love it because it's nonsense and it's funny.
Skibbity toilet.
Other people hated it because it's nonsense and it's everywhere. And it became this weird generational argument, Cody, where Gen Z was weird because it's like, oh, language is all vibes, man. That's my Gen Z impersonation.
Nailed it.
And the rest of us are like, I'm begging you, can we let words mean something again? But yeah. Anyway, 6-7.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've learned to live with it at being the father of teenagers.
I use it all the time.
Nominee number 2, Katy Perry in Space.
Yeah.
Her second nomination, although we're going to include Gail in this one as well. So Katy Perry went to space, and I don't mean emotionally during a bridge in one of her songs. I mean actual space, sort of, because it actually was like the upper troposphere, atmosphere, whatever.
Don't ruin this, Dave.
She didn't go to the moon, Cody. And the reaction was kind of wild because one side said, let her live. Space is the future. This is cool. The other side said, this is a tone-deaf billionaire carnival ride and we're supposed to cheer? And it got even spicier when the climate conversation kind of showed up because the climate people were all like, oh, so let's count the emissions that this put out. And Katie's supposed to be all about that. And then Gayle King was like, why do you guys hate astronauts? And I'm like, who are the astronauts here?
Katy Perry.
But just a nominee because this year's winner of the most divisive pop culture moment is none other than Sydney Sweeney's Good Jeans campaign.
Yeah.
Because somehow a jeans ad turned into a cultural cage match, Cody.
It did.
On one side, you have, listen, it's just a pun. Jeans, Jeans, not jeans, Genes. Everybody relax. But then on the other side, actually, the jeans wordplay, plus the way it's framed, plus the history of good jeans rhetoric. This is not a neutral joke. This is not a joke. It's not funny.
I didn't care for the ad.
And then because it's 2025, it instantly became a political Rorschach test, right? Because it's the controversy did what controversy does. It drove attention. Even trades wrote about the buzzy news cycle effect. So this is the winner. So congratulations to the Good Jeans, the American Eagle Good Jeans campaign for achieving the rarest thing in marketing, getting people to fight about denim like it was a Supreme Court case. And by the way, the happiest people in this whole thing was American Eagle.
Yep. Capitalism wins again.
Because every good marketer would tell you there's no such thing as bad press. Unless you're Sydney Sweeney, apparently.
Although her most recent movie has turned a profit.
It did. Let's put it this way. The people who really liked Sydney Sweeney to begin with were not fazed.
Yes.
Largely male clientele is that group. Okay. You didn't choose the next thing you watched. The algorithm gently placed it in front of you and whispered, this feels like you. And it was right, which is mildly upsetting.
I don't let the algorithm talk to me.
The algorithm on Netflix loves to put documentaries in front of me, Cody. It loves to put the documentaries you should watch right there at the top of my Netflix list. That could be because we have these episodes on our show called the What's Up Doc shows.
What's up?
Where we review and talk about a documentary. And that's the next award, the What's Up Doc Award for Best Documentary. Let's jump into the nominees. Number 1, Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story. Technically probably came out in 2024, but we watched it and reviewed it in 2025.
Tears.
This documentary did what only the best docs can do. It took someone you thought you knew and gave you the rest of the story. Yes, Christopher Reeve played Superman, but this film was really about the guy underneath the cape. And it's about resilience and vulnerability and redefining strength when life rewrites your entire identity. It wasn't inspirational in a cheesy way. It was inspirational in a quiet and very human way. And you don't leave this documentary thinking, man, he was really strong. You leave thinking, man, people can endure a lot more than they realize.
Yes.
Human beings are very resilient when they want to be. And I thought it was a great documentary entry to this year. Nominee number 2, we just reviewed it and talked about it on our most recent What's Up Doc episode. You can go back and listen to it. Evil Influencer, the Jodie Hildebrandt story. This one was heavy Evil Influencer explored how authority and faith language and the online influence can turn toxic when there's no accountability. It's not just a true crime doc. It's kind of a warning. It's a warning label. And what makes this one so unsettling is how ordinary it started. You know, just someone giving advice, parenting tips, doing what's best for our kids. And then slowly you realize how manipulation can hide behind certainty and how charisma without humility can be very, very dangerous. We talked a lot about that last thing, charisma without humility, in the What's Up Doc. So go back and listen to that. But that's not the winner. The winner is one we didn't do a What's Up Doc on. Cody?
My Octopus Teacher.
No, but that sounds amazing.
It really was.
This year's winner of the What's Up Doc Award is I Like Me, the John Candy documentary. This one wins. It's not a flashy documentary. It's just kind. It's just kind. I Like Me reminded us of why John Candy really mattered. And it's not just because he was funny, but because he made room for people. He's the kind of guy who looks like he could get along with anybody. And this documentary kind of proves it. It celebrates a man who in his comedy, he never punched down. He never needed cruelty to get laughs. And it just always appeared to be the warmest presence in every movie he was in. And you walk away realizing that John Candy wasn't just a great comedian, a comedic presence. He was really just a safe place for people. And in 2025, with everything chaotic and loud and angry and sometimes performative, that kind of legacy, as I was watching it, just struck me is rare now. So congratulations. I Like Me, the John Candy doc, winner of the What's Up Doc Award for Best Documentary of the Year. Whew. All right. Before we get to our next award, Cody, just a reminder, none of these awards are real, but the arguments afterwards absolutely are. So please be kind to each other in the comments, or at least get creative. Don't go for the low-hanging fruit.
But if you did win an award, you can contact us, and you will have to do an acceptance speech to receive it.
It's time for the Name It and Claim It Award, which is for the Underdog of the Year. An unexpected breakout, a comeback. This one still feels fun, but the first nominee is DC.
They're back.
DC's Superman quietly became the highest grossing superhero movie of the year, finishing ahead of Marvel. Every Marvel release. Meanwhile, Marvel had Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, none of which really bombed, but they didn't dominate either in the Marvel fashion. And that's the big difference. This wasn't DC dunking on Marvel, but seems like DC outlasting Marvel. And for the first time in a long time, DC feels like it's in a steady place, where Marvel feels like it's kind of trying to figure itself out. And that alone makes this an underdog story. DC is your first nominee.
And they made the Christopher Reeves documentary.
They did.
They came off of The Penguin into Peacemaker Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the future looks bright, my friends.
Does. 2026 looks good. Lanterns looks good. Supergirl looks good.
I'm here for it.
Nominee number 2. Horror movies dominating the box office.
You betcha.
Every year, studios act surprised when this happens. And every year, horror keeps doing the same thing. In 2025, horror once again punched way above its height. The Conjuring Last Rites ended up as the highest grossing horror movie of the year.
And that might have been the worst.
Yeah, it's not even the best one. But a fraction of the budget of most superhero films. Other horror releases held the top box office spot for weeks at a time after beating out bigger, louder, more expensive movies. Horror didn't survive 2025. It thrived.
It did. And I would argue some of the best horror storytelling has really been happening over the past 5 years. Mm-hmm. That there's a lot of deeper themes that's no longer just hack and slash or make you jump. There's usually a deeper meaning behind it. And so, yes, horror is something that is worth a check-in.
Yeah. And so, but that is just a nominee. The winner, Underdog of the Year, came out of nowhere, is K-pop Demon Hunters. Because absolutely nobody had this on their bingo card. K-pop Demon Hunters didn't just do well, Cody. It became the most watched movie in Netflix history. Let me say that again.
I didn't watch it.
It's the most watched movie ever on Netflix. It's not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It isn't based on a decades-old franchise. It's an animated musical about Korean pop idols who hunt demons.
As they should.
And it exploded. It crossed cultures. It crosses age groups. It crosses fandoms. People who don't watch animation watched it. People who don't listen to K-pop listened to the songs. And people who weren't supposed to care cared a lot.
And it made it into the Thanksgiving halftime show.
It's everywhere. It generated cosplay, fan art, charting songs on Billboard, and even award season recognition, including Oscar nominations. And now, a winner of a coveted PCPPCA award. That's not just a takeover. That's an underdog win for the ages.
A hostile takeover.
So congratulations to K-pop Demon Hunters, winner of the 2025 Name It and Claim It award. Now, horror movies didn't win. They just got nominated for this.
They did.
But take heart, because Cody is presenting the next award that might have to do with this genre.
The Ichabod Crane Award. That's what I'm calling it.
Very nice.
Because that's scary, my friends. And we're talking scary movies. So there were quite a few phenomenal scary movies this year. And here are the nominees. Bring Her Back, which was like an indie scary movie, but it made it into some theaters. I had to go to a town that was like an hour away and watch it. It was really, really good. Had a lot to deal with grief. So that was good. Weapons. Star-studded cast. You didn't know what was going to happen. Wongers is in it. And so if you haven't watched that one, it got a lot of buzz for award season, and it made our coveted list. Sinners, which set an Oscar award nomination record for 16 nominations, might be Michael B. Jordan's best acting. Check it out.
It's really good.
It operates on multiple levels. The Monkey, I know this one was divisive within the horror community, based off a Stephen King short story, I think, or book. It also deals with grief, but it does it through dark comedy. That's how I'll put it. 28 years later, if you need that zombie fix, this is your flick.
Always.
Oh, and I should mention FNAF 2, or Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Do we have to?
Ski Ulrich and Matthew Lillard made comebacks
Yep.
for it. So
You got me back on board.
but the winner, and it beat out several prestigious nominations at the Astra Film Awards. Good Boy, the horror movie
About
that was
the dog?
told through the dog's perspective. That one, it hit, like, there was jump scares and there was a lot of deep emotions, and then the big reveal at the end. Indy the dog who acted in it has won an award, and Indy was phenomenal, so I'm here for it.
Indiana was the dog's name.
It was.
All right, that's a good one. Okay, Cody, it's time for us to go to our PCPPCA specialist, our geek of the round table, who is our award show geek. It's time to go to Jason Geesaman, but to do that, we got to go live to the Geek Phone!
Collect phone call.
All right, we are live on the Geek Phone with awards geek of the round table, Jason Geesaman, this is his third year in a row being a special presenter.
You're welcome.
On the PCPPCAs. Jason, how's it going?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. It's so good to be here with Lord Remboltz and Sir Cody at the PCPPCAs.
I was like, I don't know where he's going with this. Lord Rimbold.
This sounds sacrilegious.
All right, so Jason is here as he has been for the last couple years. Big part of the PCPPCAs, as we call them here on the show. And it's time for his subset of awards. So, Jason, without further ado, let's go right into the awards.
Yeah, well, there's no one better to do an award show than somebody who watches no award shows throughout the year. So let's go. First off, if you guys have listened the last couple of years, we've done the Bert and Lonnie Award for Best Celebrity Couple of the Year. And not surprisingly, the last couple of years, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have run away with that award. So much so that we kind of have switched the name to the Bert and Lonnie / Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce Award. So they're no longer eligible, even though they did get engaged this year and are probably getting married within the next 12 months or so. So our first nominee for the Bert and Lonnie / Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce Award is Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley. That's right. Achy Breaky Heart. And if I remember correctly, Elizabeth Hurley was in Austin Powers back in the 90s. Our second nominee is Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau. Katy Perry's new beau, former Prime Minister of Canada. Of course, she and Orlando Bloom were previously dating. Our third nominee are Hugh Jackman, Wolverine himself, and Sutton Foster. Now, if you don't know who Sutton Foster is, go back and watch Shrek the Musical. She plays Fiona in Shrek the Musical, both on Broadway and I believe it streams on Peacock now. And fourth is Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz. Harry Styles, of course, from One Direction, and Zoe Kravitz, who played Catwoman in The Batman, and of course is the daughter of the famous couple Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet Ramsey. Was that right? That's not right. Lisa Bonet. I don't know where Ramsey came from. Those are our four.
Okay, Cody. Do you have reactions?
I do have a reaction. First reaction. Shocking Josh Allen, Haley Steinfeld slander, leaving them off the list.
He's already complaining about not getting recognized. What do they call that? Snubs.
Yeah, he got snubbed.
Guess what? He's going to get snubbed for the MVP. He got snubbed for the 2 role. He's getting snubbed for this. This is the one that's going to hurt the most.
I'm actually okay with the snubbing, but
in all seriousness, Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley is like the weirdest couple ever. That is, I don't know what to think about that.
That might be the best couple ever.
How old is Elizabeth Hurley?
As old as
can't
Billy
be
Ray
much
Cyrus.
older than Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh man. So yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus is old too. And then yeah, Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau. That feels like the beginning of a cult movie.
It's a fever dream.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And then you start to normalize with the other ones there. But man, for my money, entertainment value alone, I got to go with Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley.
I wonder how Miley feels about it.
All right. I like all your feedback. I did go for couples who have started dating in the last 12 months. So that is one of the reasons why Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld did not make it. And so for my winner, I love Wolverine and Hugh Jackman, and I love Sutton Foster watching Shrek the Musical. She just does a great job. One of my favorite musical numbers is where her and Shrek are walking through the woods, farting and burping at each other. It's just great family fun. And so we're going Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster as the Bert and Lonnie / Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce Award winner for 2025.
That's underdog, I think.
It is.
I wasn't expecting that. By the way, in case you're interested, Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley met on the set of their 2022 film Christmas in Paradise, which I don't know how I missed that one.
That might be
Great
on
film.
a Be Kind Rewind soon.
Our next award, and I might pause in between these because it's a lot to talk about, is our WTF What the Feige, Marvel's most questionable moves of 2025. Our first nominee is the fact that all major Marvel projects in 2025 were released by July. Only Disney Plus shows were released after that. And by shows, I mean basically Ironheart and Eyes of Wakanda.
And Ironheart, that's really a weird one because by all accounts, it was finished a while back and they just waited to put it out.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be a bridge that people could cross if they wanted to, but most people didn't want to. I see them as still recalibrating from all of the Disney Bob's catastrophe, moving from one Bob to the next, and then bringing the first Bob back, and the Feige having a billion projects he was over, while Star Wars had maybe one at a time, like just too much. And so I'm hopeful that we've started to see them coming back out of that, and that some of these moves are because they were still trying to connect and fix those mistakes. But I'm with you. I'm interested to see what happens this next year.
If it
Plus,
if it pleases the fellowship, I would move that we from now on refer to Bob Iger as the first Bob.
Bob one and Bob two.
All right, what's the
And
next
we
award?
know
Or
who
next
number
nominee?
two is. Second nominee is speaking of what we were just talking about, Captain America. So disjointed. It didn't seem to know what story it was trying to tell or how it wanted to tell it. It seemed like it was five movies mixed into one, but none of them were necessarily good. I think it was also hurt by the marketing release that President Ross turns into Red Hulk, which we knew months in advance. But then the movie played as if we didn't know that and kept trying to tease us with him being Red Hulk throughout the movie before he finally turns. So the second nominee is Captain America and everything that went with that. All right, nominee number three, Thunderbolts with an asterisk. Um, Great movie. I loved the movie. I loved that it talked about working through trauma and needing a great support system. But the biggest surprise that was supposed to happen was actually the least surprising thing of all when Taskmaster was eliminated. The thing that made it surprising, actually surprising, was how quickly in the movie it happened.
Yeah.
And so that was a big what the Feige? Why were they even here? But anyways, so then with the Fantastic Four movie, this is our next nominee. I'm still waiting to see the rest of the movie. And I would love to see the original director's vision of Fantastic Four. I want to see the whole movie, not just the part they released in theaters. Partially because I love the director Matt Shackman, who also directed the WandaVision series and also directed a lot of Psych episodes. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, I'm not aware of that. The Fantastic Four movie is interesting because I really liked it when I saw it. But over time, you can, when you have more time to let it kind of sink in and think about it, your view can not warp, but adjust a little bit. And I think it's not uncommon to go see a comic book movie if you're really into comic books and just be really excited about getting something on screen that you're not used to seeing on screen. Remember the early days of Marvel kind of gave us that. And then you get farther away and you're like, well, Captain America First Avenger might not be the greatest movie, but it was just the thrill of seeing that character on screen done like that. And I think Fantastic Four First Steps for me is a lot like Captain America First Avenger, where it's not my favorite Marvel movie, but there was something about seeing them actually done right in a way on screen that had, the Fantastic Four has a pretty ridiculous history of movies. Like whatever was originally done by Shackman, we need to see the Shackman cut because it might be a masterpiece.
Or it might also be trash, which some people said after watching First Steps.
What? Yeah, but it wasn't. It was not trash.
The critics and the fans seemed to lean my direction. Just saying.
What? What are you talking about? The Rotten Tomatoes score on it was good.
It was decent.
All right. Next nominee.
Next nominee, you all know that we are aiming towards the next Avengers movie this year, and we all know the big bad is Doctor Doom. So, in order to prepare us for that, we get one shot of Doctor Doom from behind at an end credit scene. The only face we see in that shot is Franklin Richards, or who we're supposed to assume is Franklin Richards.
Okay, they swear that that was actually Robert Downey Jr., the Russo brothers, who actually directed that scene. So they did that on the set of the film crew for Avengers Doomsday, actually did that scene. And the Russos swear that was actually Downey Jr., but do we believe that, Cody?
No.
Not at all. He don't have time for that.
It seems really
Because
weird.
if it was, that counts as a full movie for him.
Yeah, it seems really weird that you wouldn't show his face, and yeah, it is very worrisome that we're just going to go straight into that movie without, like, Thanos appears multiple times before we actually see him in action in a movie. And I just don't know, man. Doctor Doom is 1,000 times more complex than Thanos.
What?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. What's the next nominee?
The next one is Mephisto. For years, we're teasing that it may happen, where the fans are going crazy and that they're seeing Mephisto and everything, and he's nowhere to be found. And then you get Sacha Baron Cohen to play him, and then he gets half of an episode, mostly
Yeah.
conversation.
You know, it's funny. Everybody's still kind of holding out hope that there's going to be a Midnight Suns movie. And those rumors have been recharged after the cancellation of the Blade movie. Finally, mercifully, Marvel finally came out and said, okay, the Blade movie's dead. But
It's still alive in my heart.
But Midnight Suns, baby. So the whole concept of Midnight Suns is like you're going to get Blade, you're going to get Ghost Rider, you're going to get maybe Doctor Strange, the occult style characters in one movie. The guy from Eternals who becomes the Black Knight, Jon Snow.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy. But that's the idea. But again, it's not like we've had an official announcement, and I don't know that there's any truth to that other than just wishful thinking. But yeah, super weird to put Mephisto and Parker Robbins just in general, the Red Hood, who's like kind of the antagonist of the Ironheart series. Like, I think in concept, the tech versus magic kind of concept works well with Ironheart, but it's such a weird story. It never seems like it jives real well for this Iron Man style hero with the tech savvy to be in this story. It doesn't mesh real well. And then you throw in Mephisto in the last episode, and it's just like, this is like I drank too much NyQuil or something. I don't know what's happening.
All right, last nominee in this category, What the Feige. To me, in my opinion, the best of Marvel this year was a couple of scenes in Daredevil where Daredevil's having a conversation with another character.
Absolutely.
So
that's true.
I still
Here
haven't
we have
seen
the
that either.
continuation of a series where the best scenes in all of this series are the incredible fight scenes. And there were some pretty good ones in this one, but the two best scenes were him having a conversation with Kingpin in the diner and with Punisher in wherever Punisher's lair was. And honestly, not just in that series, but those may have been the two best scenes of Marvel all year long.
Yeah, it's the ultimate critique of their attempt to continue the Netflix told Daredevil story, that the two most interesting scenes in the entire series of Daredevil Born Again, season 1, it's not even Daredevil, right? It's Matt Murdock. He's not even in uniform, correct? Or is he with the Punisher?
He is with the Punisher, I believe.
He is with the Punisher. Okay. So it's Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, in like a diner. And that scene is riveting because those two actors together. And then you think that might be the best it gets, and then you're proven all wrong with that conversation between Daredevil and the Punisher, which is just unbelievably good. And yeah, I'm not sure whether it's a testament to those actors or whether it's a critique of the writing of that series. Tell us the winner, Jason.
All right. Now this might be a slight upset too, because I think that the natural way to lean is if the big bad is supposed to be Doctor Doom for this saga, and you don't ever see him, that would be the natural way to go. So that tells you how badly Captain America um, told their story, or whatever different stories they were trying to tell, and how badly the marketing of that movie did by releasing that the Red Hulk was in it to begin, which we all assumed was going to be a thing, but to let us know and then not actually have him in there until the very end was just missed opportunity after missed opportunity to me.
Yeah.
They fumbled the bag.
All right. Next
Please.
award.
The spoiler alert award for the best movie rumor, true or false, that's coming up for this next year or two. Some of them might lean into the next year after that. So, first one, Doomsday is reported to be almost 3 hours and 45 minutes long as of right now.
There's no way
I
that
already have to go to the bathroom.
there's no way that rumor is true. Also, I hope it is.
The second nominee is Star-Lord is returning in Vision Quest.
Okay, that's a super weird rumor.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that one's probably true because it's so weird.
Yes.
That makes me think like nobody would just think that was a thing unless they actually heard some rumbling. I'm choosing to believe that one's real.
Me too. In fact, Chris Pratt this week was in an interview for his new movie Mercy, which I really want to see, where he said that he cannot wait to play Star-Lord again. And they made that promise after The Last Guardians, and it is going to happen, but he couldn't tell us when. So the third nominee is rumor of both the Champions and Strange Academy shows in development. If you don't know the Champions, it looks to me from the rumor, it looks like it's basically going to be what we all assumed the Young Avengers are going to be, where it has Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop. There was a picture of Ironheart, though I've heard that actress is no longer going to be playing Ironheart. I don't know if that's really true or not. And so basically the Young Avengers will be the Champions, and they will have their own show, and then Strange Academy, which of course will be a bunch of wizards after Doctor Strange learning how to be wizards, and probably teenagers as well, in some sort of wizard school, i.e. Harry Potter. Exactly.
Don't need it. We don't need it, Cody. That's just silliness.
I'm here for all things Harold Potter.
Next.
The fourth nominee is Jordan Peele to direct an MCU film.
Okay, so this is the Midnight Suns thing. The rumor was that it was Jordan Peele was going to direct. Well, so the first rumor was Blade, but then they quickly came out and said, no, Blade's done. We're not doing that. But the Jordan Peele rumor persists, so it's clearly Midnight Suns.
I'm here for it. When it comes to Midnight Suns and Jordan Peele, I mean, sign me up.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I knew Cody would like that rumor. All right. The next rumor is that of the new Mutant Saga storylines that they are beginning to form, including the rumor that Sadie Sink is to play the daughter, to play in Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie, the daughter of Cyclops and Jean Grey. Another aspect of this rumor is that the Department of Damage Control that we first see in a Spider-Man film, taking all of the alien contraptions from the Vulture and his crew, that they will turn into a mutant hunting organization in the next set of films.
Time will tell on those. Sadie Sink has been rumored to play everybody but Cody's mom.
Exactly. Although Sadie Sink, terrific actress. If you haven't seen the 10-minute Taylor Swift music video, she's amazing in it.
The next nominee is Secret Wars may split into two movies, both releasing in 2027.
Okay, so now this is a pretty recent rumor that I heard. We haven't talked about this.
I made this list, and then I saw this rumor, and I added it.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet on the podcast. Cody, what do you think of them making Secret Wars into two movies?
I like the concept, I think. I don't like it if it's releasing in the same year. Because I'm old enough to remember when they filmed the Matrix sequels back to back. And then everyone's like, this is dog doo-doo.
Okay, but what about Lord of the Rings?
filming it at the same time. That's what The Matrix did.
That's what Lord of the Rings did. They came out every year at the same time.
Yes, they came out every year. The Matrix movie sequels came out the same year. They were filming it at the same time. Like, they would do one scene for one movie and another scene for the other movie. They were filming it at the same time.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And I'm fearful when someone releases it within the same calendar year that's what you're doing, and you're going to mess up something that could be a good thing and just make it an awful cash grab.
Also, Matrix 2 and 3 were dog water.
I know. I watched them.
The last nominee for this is also a late ad that I saw today, actually, that Ryan Reynolds is already plotting out Deadpool 4, and it may possibly include a Spider-Man crossover.
Oh, not necessarily the MCU proper Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Who we
Could
think?
be Tom Holland, could be Andrew Garfield, could be Tobey Maguire, could be a completely different one.
Could be Nick Cage.
Cody, of the three main Spider-Men, who would you want it to be in a Deadpool? Who works best in a Deadpool movie? And why is it Andrew Garfield?
I was going to say it's Garfield.
It is, but I don't know why.
Yeah. I honestly would rather see Venom in Spider-Man before I see Deadpool in Spider-Man. And then I would like to see Venom, Deadpool, and Spider-Man all together. But yeah, no, we're not ever going to get that.
Yeah, I don't know. Logistically, I'm not sure how it works to have Deadpool and Spider-Man in the same movie and make it like an honest to goodness Deadpool movie like they did with Deadpool and Wolverine. Because so many kids love Spider-Man. And that Deadpool Wolverine movie was pretty filthy, pretty vulgar.
That Deadpool Wolverine movie kind of ruined me on Deadpool for a while. So
to be honest, yeah, it was really fan servicey, and it wasn't like it wasn't funny in parts.
It was hilarious.
But
I LOL'd.
But the story was not great.
No.
All right. So for the winner of this, really because it encapsulates, and we did not talk enough about all of the rumors of Doomsday, but the winner of this is Doomsday being reported to be almost 3 hours and 45 minutes long, but none of us believe it will actually end up at that.
There's no way. But there is. I'm going to say this. This is just me. There's a part of me that, even though I love Marvel Comics and I want the movies to continue, there's a part of me that hopes Avengers Doomsday comes out and it's a 4-hour flame out. It's just the campiest, weirdest, craziest, terrible Marvel movie ever made. And it becomes like this cult classic because it's so terrible. And that's how this Marvel run ends. Because I think that would just be highly entertaining.
One more category I have for you guys, I know you guys talk a lot about, is Comedy Dead. And I am excited to announce the last category is the Make 'em Laugh Comedy Award, because I went and saw multiple movies this year that made me just laugh out loud almost the entire time. And it was so good to be in some comedy movies, to see some comedy movies. So the first nominee is The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. Went to this movie with a friend of mine. We were actually in Orlando for a conference, and we had a day off, and we went and saw this movie in the theater together. And the theater was mostly packed, and everybody was laughing all the time, nonstop. In fact, we all know that we missed multiple jokes because we were laughing at the previous joke. And it was so good to be in an environment like that again. So that's the first nominee. The second nominee, and I was surprised to hear this movie was coming out, and then even more surprised that I wanted to see it, and then even more surprised how much I enjoyed it. Anaconda, starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black, movie of friends who go to remake the classic Anaconda movie, and the hilarity and the fear that happens in that. Just a great movie. Really enjoyed it again. Now there were only three of us in the theater at this one, but we were all laughing. Not all the whole time because there was a lot of snake jumps and stuff like that. But it was such a funny movie. And then the third one I watched at home with my sons. Happy Gilmore 2. It was so good to be back in my happy place.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, we watched Happy Gilmore 2 as we reviewed it with our friends Sean Rodriguez and Hilltop, recording artists.
Yes.
And Cody, did you see, well, either Anaconda or The Naked Gun?
So Jack Black is very close to Will Ferrell in my book. He's a notch above Will, but he's knocking on Will's door for where I value them. So I did not watch Anaconda yet, but I will eventually. Naked Gun, it hasn't popped up on my streaming like you need to watch this, and so I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I heard good things about Naked Gun, but I haven't got to see that yet. Or Anaconda.
If I had to pick a nominee, it would be The Naked Gun because it was just so hilarious. But the winner of the Make 'em Laugh Comedy Award is All of Us, because what I'm hearing is this is just the beginning, and that comedy movies are coming back to the theaters so that we can enjoy them together and with the people we love.
We need to laugh, Jason.
We do.
We do.
We do. As somebody who works as a chaplain to foster care, I see a lot of hurt. And the best way to help somebody in their hurt is to play with them and make them laugh. And so laughter literally is the best medicine because it does really actually bring healing to the soul, to the mind, and to the emotions, and to the body.
Amen. All right. Do we have, is that it?
That's it.
That's all the awards. Okay.
That's
Jason.
it.
Well done.
You want
sir.
more? I can come up with more.
We have a whole show to get through.
We're good.
I know.
Where's the band? Play them off. Play them off. Jason, thank you so much for joining us. Well done, sir. Your reputation precedes you as the awards geek of the round table.
Never knew that's what I was going to be, but I appreciate being that. Thank you guys so much.
All right, Cody. Always nice when we get to talk to Jason Geesaman.
It is.
And he did a great job with his awards. The awards that we have left, not just a few, so don't worry. We're running over because all award shows do. But these might be the most important awards, Cody, because these are the ones that will be listener voted.
What?
Now, to vote on any of these, you're going to have to be a part of the Pop Culture Pastor community group, which is on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you follow the Pop Culture Pastor page, that's great. We love that. But if you want to participate and get more into depth into conversations with other listeners and with Cody and I ourselves, then you need to join the Pop Culture Pastor community group, which I will throw the link out there on the page at some point.
I will say there was a divisive post on the community group made by you. Which superhero group would you get rid of? And the people that got rid of the Justice League, I question, do you realize you're getting rid of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and a bunch of other people?
I mean, it was pretty clear in the instructions that you lose all the heroes associated with that group.
A world without Superman and Batman. Think about it.
That's not a world I want to live in.
It's not a world I want to live in.
I mean, I thought the answer was pretty obviously X-Men, but, you know, maybe people were just afraid to say that because it has bad vibes.
So if Wolverine's a part of the X-Men, I think I have to keep the X-Men. So
okay, so you're just going to throw away Captain America?
Yes.
And Spider-Man?
Yes.
No.
I was hoping Spider-Man was just off on his own.
No, and also Wolverine's been a member of the Avengers too, so he gets double hosed. If we're being technical. All right, let's move on. The Listener Votes Awards. First up is the Just Vibes No Notes Award for listeners' favorite geek movie of the year. This is called that because it's not about critics or box office. It's just how you felt about a movie. And so I'm just going to give you 4 nominees, but Here's the good news. The polls I will leave so you can add your own movies.
Predator Badlands.
And then in the comments, you can, justify why you added it. Okay? But the 4 that will start off on the list are Fantastic Four, First Steps. Marvel finally hit reset on their first family and did it reasonably well, I thought. Cleaner tone, a focus on the interrelationships of the family, and a movie that actually felt like it wanted you to like these characters, unlike some of the previous iterations. For some fans, this was Marvel saying, oh, hey, we remember how to do this. Welcome back. Superman will be the next nominee.
Such a fun movie.
Hope, Cody, is back on the menu.
It is.
In DC's Superman, it wasn't about being gritty or being cynical. It was about optimism. It was about restraint.
And he just wasn't able to plow through everybody, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. And you start to remember why that character mattered in the first place when you make it about those things. Whether you loved it or whether you just respected that they swung for this. This movie did dominate conversation in a lot of ways this year.
And it brought back Iggy Pop.
Some say he never left.
Exactly.
Because he is immortal. And he is clearly never going to die. Next nominee, Avatar, Fire and Ash. James Cameron once again asked, hey, do you have 3 hours? And millions of people apparently said yes. I just don't get it, Cody. People love these movies. Visually overwhelming, technically ridiculous, and still somehow pulling people back into Pandora for more derivative stories.
And making Zoe Saldana the top earning actress of all time.
I mean, you got to respect it. So it's one of the nominees. The last nominee that will be pre-added is the movie Sinners. Speaks for itself.
Woo, that one's good.
Vampire movie at heart, but also deeply a movie about Black history and music and how that intertwines with their early American experience. Just watch it. Amazing, amazing movie. Has a lot to say, and you got to really, it might take multiple watches to really get it all. Yeah. Those are the nominees. You'll decide the winner. Vote in the Pop Culture Pastor community group. Argue respectfully, and remember, you're not wrong. You're just passionate.
Wicked.
The next category that you'll be voting on, the You Haven't Seen This Yet award.
What are you doing?
The listener's favorite TV show of the year. Here are your nominees. Nominee number 1, Pluribus. Vince Gilligan's sci-fi thriller about all things that you wouldn't expect it to be about. It's about individuality, hive minds, and Ray Seahorn carrying an entire world on her shoulders. It became Apple TV Plus' most watched original series ever. And yeah, people couldn't stop talking about it, but not because they all loved it. Some people, this is very anti-cultural right now as far as this movie is this TV show is a slow burn. And for a on-demand world, I can see why a lot of people, it's not their cup of tea. They want things to move, but that's not this kind of show. The next nominee, The Pit.
Love The Pit.
Heart-stopping medical drama that kind of is like the illegitimate love child of ER in 24.
I'm here for it.
With Noah Wyle, of all people, who could have been nominated for that comeback award.
He never left.
He leading a trauma center through life and death chaos from episode to episode. Snagged Best Drama at the Golden Globes. Severance, Apple TV Plus's brain-splitting corporate dystopia, returned with another season of mystery, identity, and questions no one has a good answer for, which is why we love it, Cody. And then we give our Kearspiracies.
Yes.
If you rewatch the most recent season that we're talking about here, you can also listen to our watch-along pods for it.
Please do.
And the last nominee, Alien Earth, the first TV show exploring the alien universe with new characters,
Timothy Olyphant,
new corporate power struggles, horrifying life forms that remind us why we wouldn't want to be stuck on Earth with them.
None of those were Animal Patrol.
Yeah. And lastly, the last award you'll be voting on, the I'm Still Thinking About That award, listeners' favorite geek acting performance of the year. This is the performance that just stuck with you from a movie, the kind of movies that we like. So the first nominee, and again, you can add your own nominees to this. We're just starting you off with 4 that I thought deserved to be on there. Nicholas Hoult, who played Lex Luthor in Superman.
He was really good.
Yeah, very excellent in this movie. Probably the definitive on-screen version of Lex Luthor.
What? Not
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg?
No, sadly, I feel bad for Jesse, but he's always got the dude from Facebook.
Yeah, he does. Sucks.
Michael B. Jordan in Sinners. Cody mentioned him. Just fantastic, really.
He was 2 people.
He played 2 roles, played twin brothers in the movie, and he's maybe one of the greatest actors of this generation, probably. And when it's all said and done, he's pretty prolific.
I will have to see more, but
He can do a lot. I mean, I'm not saying he's at Denzel level yet, but the fact that he can do a supervillain, Rocky style boxer, and then do a movie like this where it's very nuanced. It's good stuff.
some people say he is the definitive Fantastic Four character that he played.
Because this isn't just about movies, it could be TV. We're also nominating Ray Seahorn from Pluribus. Because if it's a slow burn and it's a character study, and she's pretty much the only character for a lot of it, she better be carrying the weight of when she's on screen. And when she's on screen, it's just sort of magnetic. We kind of knew that. If you were a fan of Better Call Saul, you knew she had chops.
Never watched it.
Oh, you should watch Better Call Saul. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I was forced to watch like 3 seasons.
You didn't like Breaking Bad.
No, because teachers shouldn't have to sell drugs, David.
You just go along for the ride, man. I'm not saying it's a manual for how to live life. It's just a good show. Yeah. So she's a nominee, and the last nominee, I struggled over who to add for this 4th one, but I went with David Cornsweet for Superman himself.
So in my mind, I had David Cornsweet. I had Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah, he'd have been good too. I wouldn't hate someone for adding him.
Shrinking, not Brave New World Order.
Definitely, yeah. So those are the awards that you'll get to vote on. Those polls will go up in the community group on the same day that this pod drops. So just find your way to the Pop Culture Pastor community group to do your voting and to finish up who will be getting the coveted PCPPCAs this year.
Please vote now.
Cody, do you have any parting comments?
My parting comments during this award season, as we span this across multiple episodes, that we're all winners, and that the things that we get passionate about, we value, and that they connect us to each other. And the reason that we speak so loudly and proudly about them is because we want to be connected to each other even more. And so if I'm passionate about getting Dave to watch Sandman finally, it's only because I want to share that experience with Dave.
That was beautiful, man.
I spoke from the heart.
Wow. I mean, I'm really moved here. All right. Once again, that is the PCPPCAs for this year. Des Moines, Iowa YMCA, you've been a lovely audience. We're out.